Stephanie, leaving trash in these places isn't only an ugly sight, but a criminal offense. Williamson County Commissioner Brent Gentry told me he doesn't know what disappoints him more, those who go out of their way to avoid getting caught, or others who don't even seem to care. Lawmakers return to a continuing struggle over how to close a $96 billion funding gap in the state's public employee pension system. The Senate returns next week. A joint session will be February 6 when Governor Pat Quinn delivers his State of the State address.
A huge fine was announced today against 5 global banks, including J.P. Morgan's Chase and Citigroup. The banks were fined a total of $3.4 billion for attempting to manipulate foreign exchange markets.
Just off of a side road west of Route 57, there's about 20 TVs scattered in a ditch in the woods. Ken says that around his house, this isn't very uncommon. Duncan says his main competition right now is a location in Pinckneyville. The turnaround will be really quick, too. Chosen companies are expected to produce medication by mid-spring of next year. Reporting live in the studio, Loretto Cruz, Evening Edition. And following a crane collapse at a construction site in New York, multiple fines and citations are being issued to cross-country construction. The crane collapsed after an operator attempted to lift more than twice the weight limit of the crane. The operator, the project developer, and the site safety manager are facing at least $64,000 in fines. There's 6 former Salukis on this wall, and veterans say that it's very special to have it here just to honor all of the fallen sons of Southern Illinois.
And alcohol plays a role in more than a third. This is a mistake that the IDOT tent at the fair tries to show people by having them steer through an obstacle course wearing drunk goggles.
I just killed a small child. That's not good. Okay. I've definitely been pulled over at this point. Whoa!
The law states that each facility must be at least 2,500 feet or about a half mile away from residential zones or schools. But some residents of a local community think that this one is just a little bit too close.
Basically, my backyard.
Firefighters in New York City had to rescue 2 window washers who were stuck on a disabled scaffold that dangled 69 floors up. After one of the cables snapped, the scaffold couldn't be moved, leaving it to hang on one side. Firefighters cut a hole through the window on the 69th floor and pulled them both into safety. Fire officials say the pair was tethered to the scaffold the entire time and weren't injured.
We're going to see those clouds produce some showers as the night rolls in. If we zoom in and take a look at the regional Doppler, we can see that storm system making its way up into our region. We're going to see a 30% chance of showers as we go in later on tonight. And for tonight, the overnight low will be about 36 degrees with the winds from the north-northwest at 7 miles an hour.
Firefighters from precincts all across Southern Illinois band together on Monday night to fight a blaze that broke out in downtown Carterville around 6:30. It's affecting 3 local businesses, and as you can see behind me, the firefighters here tonight on Monday night have quite a task set ahead of them.
And fear not, Twinkie fans, your delicious treats could soon be saved. Hostess is reportedly close to picking a preferred buyer for its Twinkies brand, a move that could signal the eventual return of the snack cake to the shelves. And 21,000 Chicago-style pizzas will go to soldiers in Afghanistan and Kuwait just in time for the Sunday Super Bowl. Here you can see employees from DHL Express loading up box after box of ready-to-bake pizzas on Tuesday. It's through a program called Pizzas for Patriots. Illinois Governor Pat Quinn says it's a way to let troops know that they are certainly not forgotten.
It's an amazing adrenaline rush.
Taking a look back, few would say Pomona resident Kevin Lucas hasn't had an accomplished career. He's the holder of 3 musical degrees and London's 2009 People's Choice Awards. Making it to the first round at the Grammys 6 years in a row. But Lucas came just shy of being nominated every time and says the tough part of his job is just keeping faith.
I've gone through poverty. I've gone through times in my life to where I wasn't sure where I was going. I thought, well, maybe I should go into another career because it's so hard to make money in music.
This year, his voice, or more accurately, his marimba, will finally be heard. He was chosen to play at an official red carpet Grammy event in Los Angeles. Out of the 25 performers there, only 3 are not nominees.
Everyone on the concert roster that night is absolutely amazing. I'm honored just to be put on the same stage with these people.
After a breakdown on his very own full-size marimba, conveniently located in his kitchen, he says he's just thankful the long hours of practice have paid off.
You actually have to go out and work and create a circumstance, create an environment that gives success a chance.
From Jackson County, Loretto Cruz, News 3.
It just aggravates me to see a car going down the road with children in it, and they're throwing stuff out the window with their parents sitting there watching them.
This feeds our rivers.
Heaps of blown tires, plain old trash.
You know, that's disgusting. It makes our community look bad.
And along Williamson County resident Ken Richards' commute, last century's electronics.
Just off of a side road west of Route 57, there's about 20 TVs scattered in a ditch in the woods. Ken says that around his house, this isn't very uncommon.
I've lived here 17 years in this area. Carpets, couches, trash, just where they burnt trash and just dump it out, the barrels and all.
It's a problem that Williamson County officials have been working on for the past decade.
Is it an uphill struggle? Yes, it is. Until people change their mindset or the adults take over telling their kids not to litter, not to do this.
County Commissioner Brent Gentry says 2 free dump days are offered every year to residents to prevent illegal dumping. Last year, they even installed several security cameras across the county in known trouble sites.
We've come a long way. I mean, we have come a long way, but we have a long way to go.
Gentry says despite the effort, law enforcement can only do so much.
Keep your eyes open. And if you see something going on that's suspicious, or they're sneaking in the dump, or the litter flying out of the back of their truck,
It's ridiculous. It's crazy.
we have to work together to stop it. I can't be everywhere. The cops can't be everywhere.
Gentry says it is imperative you call in to report illegal disposals. The fine in Williamson County can be as high as $1,000, and in 20 other counties across the state, it starts at $1,500. Live in the studio, Loretto Cruz, News 3.
A visit to the wine trail. It's a popular day away here in our region, but within that culture, there's even more to be discovered.
There's probably 5,000 wineries in the country, but there are probably only maybe 50 cider brands at this point.
After 30 years of home-growing wines, Brad Janung said that one of Southern Illinois' tastiest resources had gone untapped for far too long.
Because there's probably several thousand acres of apples grown in the Shawnee Hills.
Owl Creek Winery started experimenting with hard cider 5 years ago. Janung says the transition was a challenge.
Just basically getting an idea what the toolbox was locally to do it, because no one's done it since, probably before Prohibition.
For places like Owl Creek, canning equipment comes at a hefty price. Local canner iCan Solutions came in to help ease the pain.
They bring in a mobile canning line, which is a complete turnkey system for us. They hook into our tanks, and through the magic of physics and mechanics, we bring bubbly beverage out of a big tank and put them in all these little hand-sized tanks for folks to enjoy.
Canning engineer Luke Brown has worked at plants owned by Coors and Budweiser over the past 7 years, but he says there's been a big spike in microbreweries across the country.
And that's neat to see. That's what I wanted to be a part of, to help everybody grow, and that's kind of what this is for, is to help the little guy, do what he wants to do.
From Cobden, Loretto Cruz, Evening Edition. The bids are in, but the jury's still out.
I don't like it because it's so close, as I feel like that could, like I said, crime, like robbery and stuff would go up and stuff.
You're bringing marijuana to your community. Well, this is very, very highly regulated. It is very secure.
Illinois is kicking off a 4-year pilot program which will test out growing and dispensing marijuana for medical use throughout the state. The response has been widespread and the competition tough. 158 businesses or groups want to grow marijuana, and only 20 will be picked, one for each eligible state police district.
We see it as being a legitimate industry.
DuQuoin Mayor Rex Duncan says after learning about the industry, the choice to sign up was very clear.
Mainly what it brings is jobs. I'm convinced that this is a legitimate industry with good jobs, well-paying jobs that provides a societal benefit.
Right off the bat, a cultivation center in DuQuoin would add roughly 40 to 50 highly specialized jobs. That would open the door to architects, engineers, lab technicians, and horticulturists, all filling the factory's floor.
Adding 40 jobs is very significant to an area like ours with high unemployment.
And that's where the battle lies. Unemployment in Perry County, 10.9%. Franklin County sits even higher at 11.9. That's well above the national average.
I mean, if there's new jobs in town, there's more people are starting to come back to DuQuoin then, instead of leave DuQuoin like everybody. I mean, DuQuoin's becoming a ghost town now.
Our unemployment rate as we speak in Perry County is about 9.5%, 10%. It's higher than the state average. It's certainly higher than the national average.
So the theory is sound. More jobs, better economy, but this is far from a perfect picture.
The law states that each facility must be at least 2,500 feet or about a half mile away from residential zones or schools. But some residents of a local community think that this one is just a little bit too close.
Basically, my backyard. It's about, I'd say, 30 feet away from my backyard. So yeah, it's right there.
DuQuoin native David O'Rourke says he's all for the benefits of a cultivation center, but he's not so sure about the idea of one being right outside of his kitchen window.
And I'd start locking stuff up more. Just keeping track, not just leaving stuff just laying out, you know, with the garage. I mean, like with the garage door open. I mean, it would definitely be a new garage door and locked and stuff, you know, just kept up tight.